When I first came into the chamber, I was warned that I might not be able to stay in too long because you can actually hear the blood rushing through your veins. But coming in here, it was just profoundly reflective, and I didn't want to leave. The world now is so full of noise and information and distractions.
As we become dispersed as communities, we have to think about how we can add humanistic experiences back into digital communications, because Bell Labs in the end is a pioneer in all forms of communications. The Anechoic chamber is something we've had at Bell Labs for more than 50 years.
It was the quietest room in the world. I loved the fact that it was this anti-echo chamber, and I came up with this idea to incorporate it into my album release. With my first two albums, one it was released as this 3D vinyl for the iPhone, another was released as a deck of intelligent cards and a musical jacket. And with Raw Space, it's almost the most complete version of creating this totally multi-sensory experience for people to be fully immersed in, and a real celebration of the album as that format that I love. With vinyl, you could kind of consume the record as a story. All the artwork was like this beautiful backdrop. There was also a ceremony around that. My curiosity was how you made a vinyl for the 21st century. I pitched the idea to Marcus. That was the beginning of the journey.
Bell Labs has a long history of collaborating with artists. We started an initiative about 51 years ago now called Experiments in Art and Technology, or colloquially it's known as EAT, E-A-T.
Artists and engineers from Bell Labs began to meet and talk about what the engineers could contribute to the artists. Another picture. I went to work for EAT in 1967 as editor of the EAT News. I could spell. Artists are terrible spellers. The idea that the engineer could use his professional knowledge and abilities in another area and to do something that he or she might not have thought of doing, it could benefit the engineer in his own work.
Fast forward 50 years, technology has evolved immensely. What could we do now?
Raw Space will be the world's first live 360 augmented reality album stream.
So that's a very rich and amazing set of things we've put together with Beatie and Design.io.
A viewer or listener will log in to this room via the Ozo camera and be able to look around in 360 and be in the anechoic chamber. We'll have a turntable playing the record. It will appear as if the artwork is flying off the vinyl and surrounding the listener. And this is all down to Design.io's magic. Being able to work with Design.io, I feel so assured that it's going to be awesome because their work just blows my mind.
If it hasn't been done before or if it seems impossible, that is what gets us excited about a project.
This just has to.
When we listen to Beatie's music, I'll be like, oh, I picture it this way. I totally picture like these moths or these like word forms.
There were a lot of times when I'd describe something and Emily had actually written down pretty much exactly the same stuff.
Every step is on that beat. Yeah.
There'll be elements of the visual landscape that will change according to the time of day that you're logging in. I could be in that sandstorm, you could be swept up in this flurry of crows.
Capturing 360 4K video, creating graphics that are meant to seamlessly blend with that footage, and then streaming that in real time. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. From our perspective, that means we're doing something right, because we're exploring a new kind of frontier.
We're always helping to stitch that together into a continuous experience and making sure the network can deliver it. We are pushing the boundaries of what was possible. We've had to advance the state of the art working with YouTube. Our job is to solve any of the problems that can't be solved by a remarkable innovation.
The Bell Labs collaboration has really been a dream. Both Design.io and Bell Labs, I couldn't think of people I would rather work with. Music that really resonates with you is some kind of magic. You feel present, you feel alive, that's what it does.
Waited so long.
This whole idea of raw space is just to remind people of the magic of music and the magic of really experiencing it fully in the present.
And they'll never know, see you like I do. But darling, I see you clearly in your basement hotel, where you soared, where you fell, and the hush light of truth.